Hello and welcome to the Seahawkers podcast, our weekly pick'em show. I'm your host, Brandon Schultz, and I'm joined by my good buddy, Adam Emmert. As Adam, we are getting into our Week 9 picks.
Week 9 picks, and hey, I just want to congratulate you out the gate, Brandon, for having a equal week last week. Good job by you.
Look at me. I'm actually, it's like I feel like I won because I didn't end up falling behind by more.
Right. Yeah. So exactly. Congratulations on that. That's a wonderful win.
I feel like it's a win that I'm building momentum, and I'm also continuing to stay tied with you as we watch Thursday night football. We watched the Texans fall to the Jets, and you and I, we both had the Texans.
Yep. And that was definitely the kiss of death for them. I guess I didn't realize just how banged up they were at receiver. I mean, I knew Diggs was out, but I didn't feel like he had been that big of a deal for them so far this year. But yeah, no Nico Collins, and they couldn't seem to get it together. And honestly, the Jets pass rush looked good. And I thought the Texans early on in that game were going to roll with that with the way that Mixon was running the ball. But I guess even a blind squirrel like the Jets find a nut once in a while.
I mean, the Jets even had a dropped or a fumbled touchdown pass where Corley drops it right before the goal line. How does this keep happening?
I have no idea. They're a cursed franchise. That's all I know.
It should happen once. Deshaun Jackson should have been the poster child for it, and it never should have ever happened ever again in the NFL.
Nope, it should not have, but maybe some of the young guys like Corley there, he's not aware of the history.
Well, he will be reminded of it now. A reminder that the Falcons are a bad team, but they're going up against another bad team in the Dallas Cowboys, a 5-3 team at home against the 3-4 Cowboys. A risk pick for the Cowboys with only 19% of users going for Dallas.
Yeah, this is a game that I don't care to watch. I don't care about. Don't really care about either of these teams, but I will say this. With the Falcons pass rush being as poor as it is, in the Cowboys offense being just completely a pass offense, they can't run the football or won't either way. I kind of like the Cowboys having a little success here, backs against the wall. This is a good risk pick to me against a, mediocre to below average Falcons team. So Cowboys for me.
Cowboys for you. I'm going with the Falcons because I just think that Kirk Cousins against that Cowboys defense, I just don't think that they're going to be able to slow him down enough. This is going to be a close game, and I think maybe one of the higher scoring games, but I think Kirk is able to pull it out in the end.
Interesting. So we've got the two most anti-clutch postseason quarterbacks going against each other here in this one. So pick your poison.
It's a regular season game, and I feel like
that's Dak territory, baby.
It's also Kirk territory.
Yeah, true.
Which that makes this maybe a more fun game. Well, one of the things that is more fun, Adam, is that we've got mybookie.ag. You go to the website and you type in the promo code HAWKRA. That gets you a 100% bonus on your deposit. So, if you're thinking that, hey, I'm pretty good at this pick'em game, mybookie.ag is where you go and use the promo code HAWKRA.
Absolutely. You get the 100% bump there, and you're able to bet just against the spread if that's your deal. If you just want to pick money line stuff, you can do that. I'm sure there's a zillion other props too that you can choose from. So get out there, take advantage of that promo code HAWKRA.
And looking at the mybookie.ag website, it looks like now if you're going to go over under on a game, I think this would be a fun one to take the over on, especially with MyBookie having it at 52 points. I feel like over is a good shot on this one.
I think so too, especially the Cowboys defense has been just a disaster so far this year. And I understand that they're banged up a little bit, but I think the over right there on MyBookie, I think that would be the way to go.
Use the promo code HAWKRA, HAWKRA. And Adam, moving on to the Broncos at Ravens. Generally, when you and I have picked the Broncos to win together, they end up losing. Are we going for, I guess it's been about 50-50 in that regard, but
Yeah.
um, in this game, how should we approach this with the 5-3 Broncos going up against the 5-3 Ravens? Ravens coming off a loss.
Wow.
Do they bounce back at home against the stupid Broncos?
Well, we're picking straight up here, but that spread is outrageous. 9.5 points. I mean, I understand that a lot of people don't believe in the Broncos at 5-3, but Bo Nix looked outstanding last week, and again against the Panthers, but looked really good.
Uh-huh.
Now the
The
Ravens,
Ravens pass defense isn't that good either. Like Nix could have a legit good day against this Ravens secondary.
yeah, 100%, and they have not been able to replace the Mike McDonald factor there in Baltimore, and it's been hurting them. But overall, I mean, they lost their first two, rattled off 5. Had a weird division game against Jameis Winston in the Browns, who felt re-energized by having their dirtbag quarterback out. And I think that, that's just the Browns seem to just kind of get the Ravens all the time. They're the Rams to their Ravens here. I like the Ravens here. This is going to be a big bounce back day. Even though I do really believe in the Broncos defense, not a lot of huge names there, but they are a good football team.
All right, I'm going to go with the Ravens too, but I do think that this could be a 23-20 type game. I think it's going to be close.
Oh, yeah. If I were having to pick against the spread, I'd be taking the Broncos here.
Dolphins, 4% going with them against the Buffalo Bills, who are 6-2. And some teams, when you play a team like the Seahawks and you come off of a physical matchup like that, Adam, you just have to think that the Bills going into a game against the Dolphins, like they're just going to be recovering from that matchup they had against the Seahawks. And so really 96%, this doesn't make sense.
Are they just recovering from all the celebration for an easy win? Is that what they're recovering from? A little bit of a hangover recovery? That's the only thing I can figure. This is Bills all the way. They're going to run it down their throat. Tua came back, did not look impressive. Bills.
Yeah, I was just trying to get you to go in risk pick territory once again. I did my best and I failed.
You did, but that's okay. I appreciate the effort.
All right, I'm going Bills too. I'm also going to go with the Saints against the Panthers. 86% going with the Saints. They're 2-6, 1-7 Panthers, an interdivision matchup. The Saints, they finally get a win, and they're favored by 7 points.
That's outrageous too. I mean, I know the Panthers are bad, but the Saints are just as bad. This is the toilet bowl this week, and no matter which team I pick, it will be the wrong one. I mean, I guess if they're trotting Bryce Young out there again, I'm going to go Saints, but yikes.
Yeah, the 29th ranked offense against the 32nd ranked defense. Yeah, I don't feel real confident about this pick either because, again, two bad teams. But who did you end up taking?
Saints, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
I just want to be sure.
I just thought I'd try to screw up the Panthers' chance at the number 1 overall draft pick by picking the Saints so that they win.
I do have to take a risk pick at some point this week. And the Panthers at 1-7 against the Saints, it feels like it might be my best shot.
It's not terrible. I mean, it's a coin flip kind of game to me.
I like it on what we see on the screen right now. I like it better than the Raiders. I like it better than the Giants. And so, yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers as my risk pick.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's a good risk pick, actually.
Yeah. Raiders at Bengals, the 3-5 Bengals. They need a win, and you got to think that they're going to get one over the Raiders, favored by 7 points.
Yeah, they have to get this victory here. I mean, at least get within striking distance of 500 and try to salvage this season. Joe Burrow's blonde hair is almost completely grown out, so I think at this point we're going to get the best of Joe Burrow rather than the Joe Burrow we've gotten to this point, which hasn't been terrible, but yeah, I like the Bengals here. We'll see if defensively they can get their poop in a group against an anemic offense.
It's more the team around them, and to be 28th on offense in rushing, that's not helping them out a whole lot. Defense, ranked in the 20s. That's not helping them out a whole lot, but still, you'd expect more than 3-5 out of the Bengals. But I am going Cincy against the Raiders as well.
Yeah. I'm really surprised how bad their defense has been this year.
Yeah, and I think it's just being in the division that they are. I think that gets accentuated.
Okay.
Did I say the division? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Browns. Can they get another win this week against the 4-3 Chargers? They've moved up to 2-6. Jameis Winston throwing it all over, and that could make this game intriguing, Adam.
Sure. You got a good Winston game, and that's always fun. And then you have to get the bad Winston games, which are also fun if you're not a fan of the team he's playing quarterback for. Look, I like the consistency of the Chargers. They've been running the football good. The defense is one of the best in the league. You can't deny that. And look, the passing game has been opening up a little bit here with McConkey. And I like where they're headed here. I like the Chargers in this game.
The experts are divided at CBS Sports 4-4. I can see why there would be some hesitation at going with the Chargers, but I think I can't count on 2 back-to-back good Jameis games, even with him at home.
Yeah, I concur with that. And the only thing that gives me pause there is I was picking against CBS Jared there, who's got him for the top spot. So that makes me a little nervous.
Hey, he's got losses in the loss column too.
Yeah.
The Commanders coming off a big win and a huge Hail Mary. They're facing the New York Giants, who are 2-6, 6-2, 2-6. It is a battle of the NFC East, and Commanders only favored by 4.
With the second pick in the NFL draft, the New York Giants select. They're taken at this point. There's no way that you can keep trying to really be earnest in your effort to win football games. Their best position group is easily their front 4. It is a good defensive line group, but Jaden Daniels has been getting the ball out quick. And when he doesn't, his mobility has been fantastic. And then, the defense better than expected going into this year. And B-Wags playing, his tail off. I like the Commanders a lot in this game. I think this is probably a 2-score game.
Oh, yeah. And when you look at where the Commanders are as a rushing team, 3rd in the NFL, going up against the Giants defense that is toward the bottom, a bottom 5 team against the run. I think that, even if he is still trying to recover from the rib injury, Jaden Daniels is going to have a day being helped out by that run game. Going Commanders here as well.
Isn't it weird to see a Cliff Kingsbury team be top 3 in the league at running the football?
It almost feels like it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I that's the one part about this Commanders team that just is blowing my mind, is that Cliff stuff is working. But then again, it's early in the year yet. I mean, we're halfway through, but that late season collapse, you feel like it's coming with him.
Does it speak, though, to the head coach, having Dan Quinn as the head coach, and maybe Kingsbury needed a little bit of direction as to how NFL football is played from a guy like Quinn, who's been in the league for as long as he has?
Or maybe he's taking the Pete Carroll path and having his time there at USC as the offensive coordinator, had some time to rethink his offense and try to make it a little bit more NFL compatible. And maybe that's the way it's gone. He's sharpened his philosophy.
I think the other part of it too is just having, like, when you have a top 7 or 8 quarterback in the NFL, it kind of puts you into easy mode.
It does. And I think everybody can agree that Jaden Daniels is a better version of Kyler Murray.
Patriots 2-6. We're still in the morning games. This is the last one of the morning games. Patriots at Titans. Do you want to reverse your comment on this week's toilet bowl?
Nope, because this is the urinal bowl. And I don't care who's playing for the Titans. Titans have been having a fire sale. They've been awful. Patriots have been playing hard. I love that they tried to steal the Jets' soul last week. That was a good time. Not sure if Drake May is coming back from concussion here or not, but I don't know that it matters. Patriots are just a tougher team.
Wow, look at that. I think I have to go with the Titans just based on some of these defensive numbers. I don't think that I've seen enough from the Patriots offense that they're going to be able to put up a whole lot of points, whether Drake May is back. I mean, it's not all that great either with the 30th ranked offense of the Titans going up against the Patriots defense. But to me, that's the reason why this is a 50-50 game amongst users. But I'm going to go with the fact that the Titans are favored by 3.5.
How many times have you been burned by the Titans this year?
Oh, well, early on, yes. And then I stopped being burned by them.
Okay.
And now I'm ready to touch the stove again.
I got you. All right. Well, it's still hot. I'm just letting you know.
4-3 Bears against the 4-4 Cardinals. I'm a big Bears fan this week. If the Seahawks weren't playing in the same time slot, then this would probably be the game that I'm watching because we're going to be facing the Cardinals here in a couple weeks.
You bet. Two very evenly matched teams here, and I think I like the Cardinals a little bit better. I really do. But at the end of the day, I can't root for them to win, and so I want my picks to match with my rooting interest here. Even though Caleb didn't look great for the majority of the game last week against the Commanders, I think I'm going Bears. Sure.
You were gonna go Cardinals, I feel like, until you saw Jared at CBS and Ryan, two of the top pickers, also having the Bears. I understand.
Huh? They are listening into this and actually changed it the second that I said I wanted my picks to match my rooting interests. So,
all right, I also want that. So I'm with you. I'm with the Bears, even though only 41% of users are going with the road team.
Okay. I mean, that's fairly even, and I get it. I think you could pick either one of these teams and feel fairly righteous in it.
Look, it's a midway point of the season. I think the new Call of Duty releases in November. I'm sure Kyler is probably already studying the maps that have been pre-released. He's on the beta, the beta that comes out. He's probably playing that already. This is when the Cardinals' second half downslide begins.
That feels right. That tracks.
2-6 Jaguars against the 5-2 Eagles. Did the Eagles pull off a win last week? I didn't think they were going to. No, what happened?
They did. They somehow they pulled off another win.
Yeah, and they should. Do they have the easiest schedule in the NFL? Because
thank you.
I feel like at 5-2, they must.
Every single week I'm like, really? That's who they're playing this week? Well, I guess Eagles.
Strength of schedule 26th. Okay, that checks out.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, and again, really, this is who they're playing this week? All right, Eagles. Like that's where I'm going.
Even Pete Prisco, Jaguars homer, is picking the Eagles.
I didn't realize he was a Jaguars homer.
I don't know if he's a homer, but I think he's. I feel like he covered the Jaguars.
Okay, Jags truther.
Maybe Jags truther.
Yeah.
He tends to lean Jags when he shouldn't, but when it's 98% to 2%, there's no reason to pick the Jags in this game.
Yep.
All right. This would have been the other game in risk pick territory that would at least be somewhat interesting, with the Lions going on the road to the Packers. 18% with the home team Packers at Lambeau in November. But the Lions at 6-1, they're hot.
They are hot, and they look like the best team in the league right now. There's no doubt about that. But it's not like the Packers are any slouches. This is the game of the week. Is this number reflective of Jordan Love's groin? Are we sure that he's just not playing? Is that basically where we're at?
That is a good question. We can check the Packers injuries, and Evan Williams, the only one out. Josh Myers, doubtful. Jordan Love, questionable.
Okay. Where are the Packers in run D this year?
They are 10th.
I like the Packers in this game.
Really?
Yep.
Double risk pick.
Yep. Lions have been flying high here for a while, and you're due for a loss every now and then. And I think Jordan Love plays. If he doesn't play, then this pick stinks. But if he does play, I like the way that the Packers offense is operating. I think LaFleur's really in a groove. I like the way they're running the ball. I'm going Packers here at home in Lambeau. Yeah. Division game.
Packers have a good balance, But there's also, you got to take into account every week the YOLO factor of Dan Campbell and the Lions. And in a division where he's got to have the win, I feel like risks are going to be made, and risks are what this game is going to be built around. And I know it's a risk pick for you, but I feel like I should go with the Lions.
Okay. That's totally fair. I think obviously there's great arguments to be made for the Lions. They are a fantastic football team, and they're playing like it right now.
82% though. That seems like this feels like a good pick the Packers with the 2.5 points type of game.
Yeah, the spread is more reflective of how tight this game is than the percentage
user
of the
picks.
Yeah.
Rams at Seahawks. Pretty close to even. After last week, I'm almost surprised that we have 42% of the entire CBS Sports user base going for Seattle when the Rams are a 1-point favorite at Lumen Field.
Wow, that's crazy that Vegas sees it this close. I mean, the Rams looked pretty good last week, and Sean McVay has just had our number. I have a terrible feeling about this game. Obviously, I'm picking the Hawks because I'm not a jerk, but at the end of the day, I've got a bad feeling about this game.
I do like that the guy with the most picks correct, Ryan Wilson at CBS, is picking our Seahawks.
Yeah. I don't know. I just close my eyes and I see Kyron Williams being a mediocre back that just runs all over us.
Yeah. I think that against that Rams defense, there's an opportunity to put up a lot of points.
There is. It's not impossible. It's just maybe it's just 12 PTSD here where like I can't get over it with McVay. It just he's hurt my feelings too many times.
Too many times, too much hurt.
Yeah.
Sunday night football, the 4-4 Colts with Joe Flacco now at the helm, taking on the 5-2 Vikings, who are slipping a little bit. 95% to 5%, 5% going with the Colts. That seems
spread's
really
got to be
low.
spread's got to be Vikings minus 2.5.
Minus 5.5.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. It almost feels like the Vikings they're on shaky ground a little bit here. Like this isn't a terrible risk pick either, but they are back home. It is the Colts. I like the Vikings here.
This is going to be a tighter knuckle biting kind of game than I think most people think. Flacco has looked damn good when he's got in there with that crew and has made them extra competitive. Is DeForest Buckner back by now? I thought like he was close. Let's see.
He must be. I don't even see him on the injury report.
Okay. All right. There you go. Maybe he came back last week.
Yeah.
Any injuries there that make me take pause?
I mean, Darisaw, but they got the left tackle from Jacksonville.
Cam Robinson,
yeah.
Okay.
So that should help. If they still had questions at left tackle, I mean, it is the pass rush is going. That offensive line is still going to be impacted when you lose a guy like Darisaw, but
Cam should be like serviceable, right?
Should be.
And Darnold hasn't looked over his skis even still yet. Like he's played pretty well in the 2 losses.
Yeah, but
okay, Vikings.
Why am I trying to talk you into the Vikings? I
don't know.
I feel like I was trying to, and I should have been going the other direction because I already picked Minnesota.
Well, I kind of feel like I should probably take extra risk picks in the pick'em, considering the way that I did my bets and PNW prop stars with the extreme safeties that I threw out there. So, but 2 risk picks is enough.
Well, Monday Night Football, another opportunity for a risk pick with the Tampa Bay Bucks coming in to face the undefeated Chiefs at Arrowhead. Do they get their first loss of the season at home?
Negative. No,
they're favored by 9.5 points.
Yeah, and you got to figure an extra week in the system for D-Hop. That's going to help things out quite a bit. The defense is still really good. And look, the Bucks are super feisty, man, and
Oh yeah.
especially down their top two receivers. Like they put in a hell of an effort against the Falcons last week. It just seems like they have their number for some reason. Um, yeah, I didn't realize that the Tampa Bay defense was ranked so lowly, and
In the
especially in
pass game.
passing game, and that could spell trouble as the Chiefs have started to wake up on that part of their offense.
Yeah, even though they are toward the middle of the pack in the league, going up against that Bucks defense, you have to think that Mahomes is going to eat them up.
Yeah, or at least be able to do enough to eke out the victory. I'm not sure I'd like the Chiefs plus 9.5 or minus 9.5 though. I think that would be tough.
No, but you do have some 9.5 point PTSD too, I'm sure.
Surely do. Yeah. Yep.
All right, we're both going Chiefs with the combined score. Who'd you got?
Let's see here. That would be 15, 30, 45.
45 points. There we go. Oh my gosh. See, not doing this live, Adam, it allowed me to go through this all the way and click save and save all your picks. It's incredible.
No, it is incredible. And we didn't have anybody here in the live chat to cheer it on either. So maybe
I know,
it is just
it kind of feels like we wasted one not being live for these.
Yeah. Yep. But I don't know. We had other stuff coming out today or whatever it was. I don't know. We had reasons.
We had reasons. We're still trying to figure out where exactly the pick show fits within the stable of shows that come out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it feels like we have an extra one. And maybe we make this the Saturday night show. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's the way to go, because it is just kind of a Boto show. Like, honestly, I think you all can tell by this point that we don't put a ton of time into this one. Like, we're just out here talking, having a good time, just talking about the league, and it's just kind of for funsies more than anything. So, plus, it's kept me on track in getting my picks in this year, which I think this is a new record. This is weeks in a row.
The part of it for me is I don't want to let our Pick'em League overlord Evie down, because now that she's following along, she's keeping track of where you and I are at within the competition.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to stick with it. Maybe I need to put in more of an effort, but I'm also open to suggestions as to what other folks might, if they have some ideas of what we might want to do with this going forward too. Because we want to keep it fun, keep it light, and we want to keep on track with our picks.
Yep. All that. And look, it's going to be a bye week after Sunday here, and we're going to have some extra time. So if you guys do have thoughts, not just about this show, because I mean, I'm sure you have thoughts about other things than just this show. And with that, like, mailbag, baby, throw us some emails, throw us your questions. It'll help make the bye week cruise by and get us right back to football.
Yeah, well, we'll still have plenty of time for picks too, because with no what if next week, no prop stars next week, we're definitely having picks. We're definitely having a flagship show, which we want to get your mailbag questions in for. And we'll have 3 and 3 out to recap the game over those stupid Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, and let's hope we are starting with an N.
Please, 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 please.
On a scale of 1 to 12, how big is this game for the Seahawks this year?
84.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm kind of at like a 5 or a 6. Like, I honestly don't think it matters that much.
It matters to me.
Oh,
we beat the Rams.
Yeah. No, on a personal level, I meant just for the team and their possible future this year.
No, your number's correct for that. No, okay. I meant just within my heart.
Oh, yeah. Where were you? 86?
84.
84? Okay, I'm 82.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.